Hi everyone, my name is Snail Wonders and I am the snail who wonders, and today you might be wondering, who are my characters and what am I drawing? So for starters, I am drawing a kind of a little scene in my story that is of my two characters, Lawrence and Mary. They are the main characters that are in my story called The Sea Rotten. I do have a webcomic that is ongoing that I update on weekends ranging from Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those 3 days I'll update. It's not like I'm trying to be more consistent because I went on a pretty long hiatus due to final exams. I hope that I passed. I put in the time and effort, so I'm pretty sure I will. But yeah, I took a 2 week hiatus from the comic. It's back. I just updated it yesterday. I updated it yesterday, and I'm very proud of that. The first time I updated recently, it was Friday. It was last Friday. Then I updated again yesterday. So yeah, expect a range between Friday to Sunday. I only give it a range because I'm a college student and I have other priorities like schoolwork and possibly a job. I would like to get a job in the future. So fingers crossed that a job that is fulfilling. But anyways, enough about me. I want to talk about the piece. So basically, this is a new method that I'm trying out. I recently discovered this new free website called pose.my.art that I can use to use it as a reference or like pose people in the scene, like, or create scenes. So I'm trying to do that. So basically what I do is I just like trace, like I make a composition, figure out where I want the camera to be, then I select what I want, and then I kind of like trace over the pose, and then I trace over my trace. I don't really like doing this that much. I just don't like. I think it's fine because I'm tweaking the poses, so it's not that exactly like not that much. But I kind of don't want to use this website as a clutch for when I'm struggling to like make really big pieces. This is like, again, this is something I'm recently been doing. I don't think I'm gonna try to stop doing it. Not me saying try, like I'm not in control of it, but you know, I'm gonna limit my usage of it. Just like tracing over the trace, you know. But anyways, I'm gonna try to stop doing that. But it has been very helpful, and also like, especially like the perspective grids too, because they did not have a pull option, because this website that I'm using is kind of a little bare bones. It's not that bare bones, but they did not have a pull, or at least to my knowledge. So I kind of had to get a little creative for what I wanted in the piece, because my OC Lawrence, she is in the pool and Mary is standing outside of the pool. A little bit about background about them. In my OC story, they are, well, they used to be best friends in high school, but since Mary left for medical school out of state, she really didn't talk to Lawrence that much. She kind of wanted to distance herself from, where she lived or whatever. It wasn't like she didn't grow up in like a bad household or had a bad childhood, really. It's just kind of, how I gotta stop saying but you know how when you move like to go to college, or if anyone out here go to college right now, but you kind of want to see new things and kind of want to distance yourself from, start fresh from your school or where you live. So that's kind of like the vibe that I'm kind of going for with her, that she kind of distanced herself and didn't want to, kind of avoids her a bit, but she kind of can't because her family and Lawrence's family work together, because Mary's parents are farmers, produce farmers, and her gotta stop saying her other side of family, like her aunt and everybody else in her family, they're watermen. They they fish for crabs and oysters. Hence why she has a oyster necklace on her neck. I don't know if it shows like in this piece, but I'll put a picture of it soon. But yeah, they kind of can't avoid each other because Lawrence's mom owns a restaurant and a motel that Lawrence's dad owns. So she has a restaurant inside the motel, or like next to it. This is kind of mainly because when I went to Ocean City, that is like for the very first time. This is like a little bit off topic, but it kind of relates to the piece. When I went to Ocean City for the first time, it was for my mom's birthday, and we went at the pitch black of night. And it was so foggy too. We went in the pitch black of night, and it was very foggy, and we stayed at this hotel or motel. A little side tangent, I really love motels. I just really think that they're funny and cool and just silly. So that's kind of part of the reason why Lawrence's background. Her parents own a motel, and her mom owns a restaurant in the motel. So that's a little thing. But yeah, we went in the pitch black of night, and there was this Denny's that we went to the next morning that was not in the same vicinity as the hotel, motel, whatever we stayed at, but we went to it, which had a hotel next to it. So that's kind of the vibes I'm getting. Not that her mom works at a Denny's or owns a Denny's, but it's just the vibe. Because a lot of my stories kind of revolve around experiences I've had or places I've been to, and the setting that this my original character story, why I say original character story, not the government OC story, takes place in, is kind of a combination between Ocean City and where I lived, because I go to college actually no, let me not say that, but it's a little near Ocean City. I'm not gonna disclose where. You're not gonna find me, or maybe you do, I don't know. But so it's kind of a mishmash of that and my favorite city in the world, the greatest city in America, Baltimore. But yeah, it's kind of where I grew up, and mainly the whole inspiration for the story is where I grew up. And we have a harbor, and Ocean City has a beach, so it's kind of mishmash. But anyways, so that's that. And basically in my OC story, there is a virus called Hellbender reactionary virus, because it was first found from Hellbender salamanders. And basically what the virus does, I'm just going to shorten it to HBRV because that's what I've been calling it the whole damn time. Basically what it does is, if you get infected, it'll turn you into a sea creature. And how you get it is either you eat some infected seafood, you come in contact with contaminated water, or a secret third thing. Let's say a secret third thing. Because I'm not trying to spoil that much. But anyways, Mary works at a research facility that's in the city called Blue Crab Research Facility. Shocker, I know. And she works at it, but the thing is, she kind of have a little beef with Lawrence on that front, because Lawrence's sister also worked at Blue Crab Research Facility, but the only difference is her sister died, or she thinks she died, because I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, she thinks she died from there, and she hates that place. She hates it with every fiber of her being. And when Mary came back into town to, work at the facility, that she really wanted to like be at, because a thing about Mary is like she's always wanted to work at Blue Crab Research Facility, because the virus has been around for like, I want to say like maybe a decade at this point in the story, because my story takes place in like 1996. I'm kind of leaning, it's like a push and pull between the 80s and then the early 2000s. So I feel like 1996 is a really good happy medium for me. So I'm gonna, it's kind of in that ballpark. But anyways, it's been around for a decade, the virus, I mean. And, her mom, Mary's mom, has the virus. She's contracted it, and she's been sick for a very long time. And Mary's grandma, who passed away, also had it, and she died because of it. So the whole reason why Mary wants to go to the facility and like study there or research there or whatever is so that way she can help her mom, but also because of the fact that she wants to find purpose in her life as well, because she kind of has the bad habit of tying her self-worth to what she does as a profession, especially as a doctor, because she's an infectious disease doctor. She kind of, it's like, if I can't like find this cure to this virus that my mom has, how I'm gonna save her and how I'm gonna protect my family, yada yada. And that's mainly a big thing with her character, is that wanting to find purpose and wanting to matter and make a difference, a positive impact on this world. So that's her. And Lawrence is a detective that is trying to shut the facility that she works at down, because, like I said, her sister presumably died from there, and she hates it with every fiber of her being, and she doesn't want anything to do with it, but she has to investigate, because more like in the beginning of the story, a ton of people go missing, and then they just miraculously, show up on the shore of the beach that the town's in, and she's like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, but she immediately assumes that it has something to do with Blue Crab Research Facility, because my girl, she is a grudge holder. She will hold that grudge down, okay? She does not play. And speaking of grudges, she holds a very strong grudge against Mary, because, again, they were best friends. Mary just did not contact her for whatever reason. She just wanted nothing to do with where she lived, and she was like, I'm gonna start fresh. And starting fresh means getting rid of everyone I ever knew and loved, okay? Not a good look on her part, but hey, what can we do? What can we do? My girl, she has some faults, and that's what I love about her. We love a multifaceted character. I support women's wrongs. Sorry. But anyways, yeah, she doesn't contact her, and Lawrence is obviously pissed off about it, because it's like, what's going on? We had something. We were best friends. What? And also, I had a little bit of romantic tension. They kind of had a little situationship going on. Yeah, they did it. I feel like that's kind of like what kind of drove them apart a little bit, just a little bit. They kind of had this thing going on, and this is another thing about their story. Mary and Lawrence, they kind of don't really know their identities yet, like, I guess sexual orientation, I mean, because in this, like, they're both lesbians, and they both like women, and whatever, but early on, they didn't know that yet, and they were kind of just figuring out themselves. So when that whole thing happened, they were just like kind of distanced themselves. But in the end, they kind of, once Mary comes back and then Florence finds out that she's working there, she's like, what, did you not hear, like, any news that my sister went missing in that facility, and I hate that place, and why are you working here, and why do I still kind of like you, and what's going on? Because, again, she holds a grudge. Lawrence, she's a grudge holder. I cannot stress that enough. And once they kind of interact for the first time in a long time, there's obviously some tension. You cannot cut that thing with a knife because it's pretty thick. The tension is pretty thick, and they are obviously like kind of having some feelings because Mary's like, "What are you doing here? I kind of blocked you out of my memory." And you know, wait, that one meme where now my alarm going off. I woke up very early to script this. Well, I didn't even script it. I'm just yapping. But anyways, they kind of, what was I saying? Yeah, where it's like, I kind of blocked you out of my mind. And it's like that one meme where it's like, you ruined my life. It's like, I don't even know who you are. But anyways, it's kind of like that, those kind of vibes. But I was just like, we were best friends in high school and a little bit in college. Like, we kept in touch. What are you doing here? Like, they're both like, what the fuck are you doing here? But listen, the next time they see each other, it's not pretty. It is very much not pretty because Lawrence, the first time he's like, listen, I don't know what you're doing here, but you need to leave. You need to quit this, whatever you're doing, because again, have you not heard the news that my sister died, and I honestly hate this place, and I don't know why you're here. And there's like, you've known that this was my dream job forever, and now you're telling me to just leave because your sister died. I'm kidding. She's not like that, but she's like, well, I'm not gonna leave just because you told me to. Like, you're not the boss of me. So obviously some tension, and the next time they see each other is when stage 4 or 3, stage 4 thing. I have a lot of the story like jotted down, but it's not, I want to say, like, I haven't gotten there yet. Long story short, I haven't gotten there yet. I've written the prologue, I've written chapter 1, I've written chapter 2 for the most part, but anything beyond that I'm still working on. But I think I'm pretty good because I'm currently, as the comic stands, I'm on page 31, and my script for it is 21 pages long, but the part that I'm on for the script is page 6. So I think I'm good. I think it's gonna take a while to get there. But anyways, yeah, back to them. They mainly have some beef. And this piece, I might add, takes place kind of when they reconciled their beef with each other. I said that same exact sentence in a video about them, but I don't care. I don't care about that. So whatever. But yeah, this is kind of when they kind of mutually understand each other, and they're just kind of hanging out. They're just doing girl things. Girls, isn't gay to swim in a hot tub with your ex-best friend? Fellas, isn't gay to hold hands with your ex-best friend? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, in this piece, they're kind of just chilling, and then Lawrence is like, hey, join me in the water. We're at my dad's hotel. I forgot to mention, Lawrence, I'm not gonna say Lawrence, I was gonna say something, but then I was like, no, that's not true. But basically, Lawrence lives in one of the motel rooms that her dad owns, and I forgot to mention, I was gonna save fun facts to the end, but Lawrence, as well as being a detective, she plays in a rock band. My multifaceted girly. And also another fun fact about Mary, she loves to quote and she loves sea animals. That's 2 fun facts, but what can I say? I love fun facts. I'm a trivia girl. No, I'm not. I'm just very not okay about my OCs. I'm very obsessed with them. And you know what? Obsession is a theme in my story. So, you know, I'm pretty on par. But yeah, they're just kind of chilling. A thing to mention is the tail that Lawrence has. Basically, like I said previously, they have mutations. Like once you like get cured or whatever, like survive one of the stages from a virus, you get a side effect, and the side effect can range from a tail, fins, like change color eyes, hair, whatever. I have a whole thing about that. I kind of want to go into that, but I won't. But yeah, one of Lawrence's mutations is tail. Mary also gets one, but hers has to do with her stomach, because for Lawrence, how she got it was she ate a bonefish, and her side effect is the tail of a bonefish. And she has a special kind of mutation where it's only just the bones of the sea creature. But Mary has a different type where it's only half of the sea creature. So it's a very thing. It's a lot. I thought about this. You can tell I thought about this way too much. But Mary's infection, how she got it was she ate a lot of crab. She ate a lot of crab soup. And my dad, this also has to do with Lawrence as well, because Lawrence's mom's restaurant serves crab soup, and Mary, once they were like little, they would, you know, they're more so childhood friends. Why did I say they were like kind of more like best friends in high school? But that's when they really started to get to know each other. But they were kind of more or less childhood friends. But yeah, she would always eat crab soup in her mom's restaurant, and all that crab soup, you know, well, it's not all. She didn't eat it that much. But again, like I said, how you can get it is by eating infected seafood. Or maybe I didn't say that. Maybe I did not say that. I'm so sorry if I didn't mention that. But yeah, she eats that, and half of her stomach turns into like a blue crab. It's a lot. But yeah, that's what happens, and it's not shown here because sometimes you can hide it, I guess, your mutation, or sometimes it really only flares up if you're like stressed, or I don't know, for some reason you want people to see that your mutation, if you want, or like, because actually no, it takes a lot of energy to cover it up, so sometimes you gotta let it, not me saying you gotta let it hang. That is a really weird sentence. Don't take that out of context. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's not shown here because she's trying her best to hide it. But Lawrence is like, yeah, I'm just gonna let my tail show. I was gonna say, never mind. But yeah, they're kind of just chilling, and Lawrence is like, hey, come to the water. It's great. When I was making this piece, you know that one Epic the musical song? I'm so sorry to anyone who's watched or listened to Epic the Musical. I haven't. I should, but I never. But you know that one song was like, now jump in the water. that was replaying in my mind the whole time we were drawing this piece. It was like that whole soundbite. It was like, Penelope, why? You know I'm too shy. And I was like, that whole thing was playing in my mind every time like I was working on this piece. I was like, I've never even listened to the musical. Why is this playing in my head? But it kind of makes sense. But I drew this for Mermaid, and I'm very happy about it. Because I haven't participated in Mermaid like for years, like at all. So I'm very happy about this piece. It's very nice. But I hope you guys enjoyed my yapping. I think I've spoken long enough. I'm sorry guys if I'm annoying you. Actually no, I'm not sorry. I like to yap, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. you know. Oh, that rhymed, guys, that rhymed. I'm so happy. Why did I sound like Jennifer? No, I did not. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna end this here. I'm gonna do more yapping sessions in the future. I hope you guys liked. Read my webcomic. I'm gonna link it down below. Also, I have songs. I have songs that I make for my own series, for my own webcomic. You should listen to them. I think I'm a pretty decent producer. Put me in the studio. Maybe don't put me in the studio, but I think I can make a pretty decent beat if you ask me. So, if you want to know more about their lore, like and subscribe, and also listen to my songs and read my webcomic. Bye!